Okay, but I don't see what the first stuff here.
Yeah, I'm not having it at all.
Another thing
You're behind. 7:30 now.
All right. Morning, 4 o'clock watchers. I will stand to call the January 12, 2016 regularly scheduled meeting of the Corporation of the Village of McBride to order. So happy New Year, everyone. Our first item of business is introduction of late items. We have one, and that is a new water license on Shelby Creek. It's a referral from the Ministry of Forest, Lands and Natural Resources Operations, the Provincial Water Stewardship Division. So we'll put that under 9B.
9B.
9B, yeah. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as amended? Ralph and Sharon? All in favor? Carried. Second item on the agenda is the motion to approve the December 8th, 2015 regular council minute meetings. Can I get a motion? Second, Rick? Yeah. Any errors or omissions? Come on, you gotta have one.
Only one.
Only one.
Happy New Year.
Okay.
9B.
Okay.
I believe it should read at the end that it should be resolution 22115, removing the extra 5.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely an extra 5
And
there.
it should not be was, but should be considered in the present tense.
Was, should be reconsidered.
You say 9B, because mine just says 22115.
But the word was should be a B.
Yeah, where it
B.
says moved and seconded,
Oh, okay.
right at the very end of that, there's an extra 5 on the resolution number,
Oh.
and then was to be.
That's it.
That's it? Alrighty, so that makes it as amended. All those in favor of passing the minutes as amended? Carried. Next item, delegations, the McBride and District Public Library. Joel's on. For council's information and for the public's view, on the agenda we have the entire feasibility study available.
I'm gonna turn this off because I'm
Okay. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Before we begin, I'm going to apologize in advance. As soon as we're finished this, Naomi and I will both have to head out. Naomi has work obligations, as do I. So, I apologize in advance. First of all, thank you for hearing us today. As chair of the library board and working group on library museum expansion, as well as the treasurer of the Valley Museum and Archives, I'm here this evening to provide an update on our expansion project and the upcoming referendum. When I last presented on November 10th, I gave a brief overview of the history of the library museum project and the accomplishments of the committee of the whole. Through conversation with community members and through our efforts with the working groups, we've established some common ground. There seems to be a consensus that both the library and museum have outgrown their current location. A great deal of focus and effort has been given to the question of what to do about it. As a group, we tried to assess or address every concern put before us. Our goal was to be as thorough as possible in assessing our needs and finding a location that would best suit our needs. In the end, the decision will be brought forward to the public this spring. Some updates. At its December meeting, the Regional District Board of Directors received the Robson Valley Exploration Learning Center feasibility study, and as you mentioned, it's attached to the council notes tonight, and gave the first 3 readings to establish a service and borrowing funds to purchase a new facility for the McBride District Public Library and the Valley Museum and Archives. Assent of the electors, or referendum as it's historically understood, will take place on April 30th, 2016. If supported by the electors, the regional district will finalize the offer to purchase with the owners of the building, and a long-term lease will be entered into with the McBride and District Public Library and the Valley Museum and Archives Society. The library and museum will take over operations of that facility. Since the regional district's December meeting, we have had some feedback from the community, a mix of questions, concerns, and support. There are 4 questions I'll explore here. Number 1 is, what are the funding amount requests, or the request amounts? As outlined in the feasibility study, the proposed capital budget for the purchase of 521 Main Street is $668,230. This includes basic renovations. When broken down according to assessment class, this would mean $27.47 per 100,000 for residential and $67.30 per 100,000 for businesses. The majority of the costs would be covered by our utility suppliers and major industry. All amounts fundraised towards the project will help reduce the cost of financing and will lessen the request to taxpayers. We are continuing to raise funds locally to apply for grants. Directors of both boards are using their personal monies to buy lottery tickets. High hopes. Just today we received a donation of $15,000, which we will apply to the project and help lessen the expense. We are hosting a weekly community market at 521 Main Street and renting tables to local vendors. Those funds will also go towards our project. Our goal is to reduce the $27.47 per 100,000 and the $67.30 per 100,000 business as much as we can. We continue to be open and exploring other avenues that may help us achieve the goal of a new facility through funding ventures. Number 2, did you exhaust all possibilities? The library and museum have explored a number of options over the last 20 years, including properties that have recently come to the market. We evaluated the properties based on cost, accessibility, and practicality. Those evaluations were explored in a report that we have available to everyone at the library. We are happy to share the deciding factors with you there and in that document. The building at 521 Main Street stands out as the best choice due to a number of factors, the greatest being long-term sustainability and fiscal responsibility. Number 3, we have heard that the timing is not ideal. We are aware that our local economy is struggling. Every time a family leaves, we all feel that. We all deeply care about the future of our community. This project speaks to a number of possibilities for supporting local residents and helping to attract new families. There is no one answer to improving our local economy. We feel that this opportunity for a cultural center at the entrance to town is one investment in our community's future. Number 4, how do I voice my support, my concerns, or ask my questions? We are planning a number of community meetings in the Valley for late March to best answer residents' questions and concerns. We encourage everyone and anyone in the meantime to drop by the library and have a chat with us. If there are questions that we don't have answers to, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. That's the end of my update. Are there any questions?
Yeah, taxpayer, what did you say, $24 a 100,000?
$27.47, so $27.50 per 100,000.
I didn't think that was that bad, myself, anyway.
Well, we're striving to make that lower by either having donations in time, grants in time, and fundraising opportunities that we're involved in as well.
I think that's one thing that some of the residents aren't quite getting. They're thinking we're going for financing for the full 600,000, regardless of what goes on. So I think maybe we could make that more clear so that the public can understand that whatever amount we raise that we can reduce off there, that will lessen the funding, the amount required, therefore lessening the cost per 100,000 either for the residences or for the businesses. So it seems like people are just kind of quite missing that point, and it's a very key point. So we'll have to figure out a way to get that through in the public consultation processes.
I'm wondering, what do we pay taxes on community hall, it's a lot more money. You know, how many, you don't have a statement on it.
No, we would have to ask the regional district for that information.
Well,
It's a regional district.
I think we should, find out what each person pays on their taxes.
Well, you can look at it a couple of ways. I mean, yes, it's gonna cost you, but on the other hand, it's really difficult to attract people when you don't have any services at all.
I understand that.
So at some point in time, you're going to have to deal with it, and I don't know, I don't think the library as it stands is a good enough place to continue into the future. I think it either needs to be totally destroyed and rebuilt, or
But the old one?
the old one, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the windows are falling right out of their sills, so, you know, eventually you're gonna have to do something with the building.
No, but I'd like to find, because $27, 100,000, that's not too bad. And plus, well, it depends what your house is, right? So you're looking at less than $50 a year, right?
Well,
That's-
it depends what the value of the resident's house is.
Yeah,
There's gonna be
Yeah, I
some-
know,
some-
I know what it is. Some people are gonna pay more and some people pay less, right?
Yeah.
But it seems that we're paying a lot more for the community hall. That's for the community hall, but taxes are a lot higher. We pay a lot more money with regional district than we ever did our lives. We pay quite a bit of money to regional district in taxes.
We get a lot of services.
Huh?
We get a lot of services through the regional district.
Yeah.
And that's
They
not
pay
just
their-
McBride, that's the whole area.
Yeah,
It extends
that's
from Dome Creek toward Prince George all the way to Horsey Creek, correct?
Yeah, just past Croydon, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Including
That's
those
about
two.
Yeah.
That's right, that's the surrounding.
I'll talk to Danielle about that. She should have that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Council have any other comments or questions?
Oh, good.
No?
Good report. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
And when we get closer to the dates for the public consultation meetings, we'll put them on the village Facebook page and share them and stuff like that, so we can get the word out as much as possible.
Absolutely. Just as a matter of record, thank yous also to council, regional district representatives for their time and involvement, as well as RD staff who took a great deal of time in helping to prepare the feasibility study.
That was a lot
So,
of work.
so all those involved, it's a huge, huge help to making
Just
the
let me know
project
when I
work.
can disband the committee so I can get on with other things.
Right. Again, thank you, and apologies for us having to be parts of it.
All right, thank you guys. All right, so we'll move on to unfinished business. The next one is the need for emergency generator at the Big Review Lodge. Councilor Bezanza, do you have anything to report on that?
Well, I talked to BC Housing lady today, Stacy, and she's on track with us now. Found out all they have there is, for emergency procedures, is for fire. And she told me straight out that, well, not straight, she says usually the village will take it over. She's gonna be talking to Kelly tomorrow, if she's not sick, and she's gonna give her an update what's going on, we'd like to, for emergency procedures, we'd like to get that all intact to find out the right way of doing things for the seniors. And it's just not that, it's for the whole town too. And you might have to change a bunch of stuff. It's up to Kelly.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
That's everything, Councilor
Yeah.
Bezanza? All right, so we'll move on to the results of the urban backyard chicken study on page 36. All right, so for those of you in the audience that don't have this in front of you, we received a total of 39 responses out of our population of 570. The administration is asking us to decide whether we want to move forward with it and instruct them to continue on with the process, or whether we want to basically decide whether not to do this and to just kind of drop the subject matters. Of the 42 responses, 3 of them, that's how they came up with 39, lived outside of village limits. But 93 of those 39 people were in favor of urban chickens, and 93%, sorry. and 7% were not. So 59% basically were in favor of the backyard chickens. That doesn't make sense. Once you adjust for the 3 respondents that live outside. So, okay, it's back on council's table here. What do you guys want to do with the backyard urban chickens?
Well, I can see there's only 3% in the regional district because they all got farms. You know? But I'm against it.
I'm for it.
You're for it?
Yeah, I thought long and hard about it, and I don't see, I think the pros outweigh the cons myself.
And they have rules and regulations that have to be abided, so.
Well, we would have to create a bylaw, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of authority that we have to go through to get to that point.
Yes, exactly.
I just really feel if we don't do something about it now, it's gonna come up again anyways, and we'll have to go through the whole thing at a later date, so,
Why would it come up again?
because I think it's going to. I mean, this isn't the first city, town, or village to wanna have backyard chickens. It's nothing new, right?
Whatever.
I think it's just gonna come up again, we'll have to go through the whole process, so why not deal with it now?
Councillor Thompson?
So I think one of the questions are the results of the survey significant? And if you look at a statistical analysis, you'll find that it's accurate 95%, plus or minus 20%, 19 times out of 20. So if you were to ask people 95% of the time, you would get the same answer that they're in favor of chickens.
Yeah.
So statistically, the survey is significant. Do I think that we got a big enough response really to move forward? I think maybe the survey should be opened up again to see if there's more response. But if you were to make a decision based on just the survey, it seems that the population would approve it.
Yeah, except for, but it wasn't one of the conditions that we had to get a 50% response rate from our 570 population? So we didn't make the benchmark.
Kelly was hoping that we would have about 50% response, so what I'm suggesting is that maybe we need to leave the petition or the survey open for a longer period of time.
How was the survey done? Was it just
It was available online and in paper.
in paper, like at the office there? Maybe we need to look at some other ways of getting that survey out then.
Because nobody comes
I
here.
mean,
Instead of
$60 for everyone's mailbox, right?
Well, to do it that way, yeah. I don't have a problem with keeping it open and looking into it. I'm personally not in favor of it, but it's just from bad memories of chickens growing up. But, you know, I don't think 39 people is enough of the population to actually move forward with it, even though it's amazing that 93% of those 39 people were actually, 59% of them were in favor of it, so I don't have a problem. I think maybe what we should do is make a decision whether or not we want to forward this back to administration and see if we can get a larger sampling from our population.
Yeah, I support that.
Can I make a suggestion that when we do a mail out for tax notices or something, that's a good way to put a survey in?
Yeah, it would be the cheapest way. It wouldn't cost us anything, that's for sure, if we can piggyback the tax notices.
Do it on the water nose.
Or whatever, it's just.
The water
some
notice
sort of-
comes up first?
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll forward this to administration. I don't think we need to take a vote on that.
But I think that would be the
And
best.
see if we can get a larger response from the population. And see what our citizens want to do.
Would be a time limit.
Pardon me?
Would be a time limit.
Well, it would go out with the water billings. When do they, water sewer garbage, when do they go out, Nina?
As soon as you guys finish the bylaw.
Oh, as soon as we finish the file, shortly.
Yeah, I just say 30 days after or whatever. Yeah.
Well, to be included
Well, I can
with
do
the
it the next
utility,
day, but-
with the utility bills, okay.
Yeah.
So that way, there's no cost to it. All right, we'll move on to page 39, which is the draft letter of support for the ancient cedar forest with our reservations and our concerns outlined in it. So, you guys have all had a chance, I'm assuming, to read through the letter? Any comments, questions, anything that we've missed? I tried to, hit everything that I thought was the biggest concerns raised to date.
I didn't realize that we had decided to give a letter of support, so I was kind of shocked by that. I guess it's because I missed that last meeting, but
Yeah.
I don't support it at all. So that's my thoughts on it.
Okay, not in
What's
any
this,
way,
I'm
shape, or
sorry?
form?
No, I don't support it.
Just say, Sharon?
So I don't support the letter. I didn't realize we had agreed to send a letter of support. Apparently that was the council meeting that I missed, but I don't agree with it at all.
Okay. Any other comments? Councillor Thompson?
I would like it if the letter could include perhaps the map that was provided in the presentation that shows the two specific areas that are of concern for inclusion. That being the part by the Fraser River and the portion at the east end of the proposed park.
The east end. So include map with the letter?
Yes.
Okay.
When are they gonna decide on this?
It's back into their ball court except for our letter. And,
That's what they're waiting for?
yes, because we had the second meeting and there's been Christmas and there's been some time lags
Yeah.
in it that, I had emailed them and said that we would be providing a letter of support with some reservations. So, yeah, that's this one going out. So, just to make sure that we include the map, the letter with the part of the Fraser River there that had the, have you got the map?
That's the map, and
Okay,
roughly are identified the two areas
the two areas, and that was for the areas of concerns to the loggers, correct?
and recreational users.
Loggers and recreation, okay.
So you know, when if this happens, they won't let nobody in there eventually.
Well, that's what the letter is to address, is because the land base has traditionally held for eons. Our citizens have used it for hiking and ATVing and trapping and hunting and all of that kind of stuff. And if the land has been able to handle it to date, then we don't see any reason why
Well,
not continuing that into the future.
I'm upset about it because look at West Twin, there's a park in there now, right? We
Yeah.
lost a lot of timber there for the community forest.
That was a caribou one, wasn't it?
I don't know, but I was told that we lost a lot of
Yeah.
community forest timber there.
Well, and the other thing too that we wanted to address was the fact that yes, thank you, is the fact that there's, I forgot what I was gonna say now. That there's already a lot of parkland in our valley and we don't want to continue to expand that because one of the greatest things about living here is we live in a park and you can do a lot more in a park than you can, or living outside of a park than you can living inside a park,
Well,
so.
of course, it's true.
And we don't want to lose that because that's part of our culture. So is everybody okay with the letter as is then?
I'm not, I don't
No,
like it, and
not
I'm
at
sorry,
all,
I'm not involved.
Okay.
No, I'm not, I'm worried about the loggers' jobs, and this is gonna probably, I don't know what's gonna do, we'll find
If I
out.
could just interject, remember,
Sure.
the purpose here is not to debate whether we're going to send the letter. The letter was already approved to be sent.
That's right, yeah.
It's
So,
with our reservations to ensure that they address what our concerns are and what people's concerns are.
so you need to say, are the concerns identified in this letter? Because the letter's already been approved by council to be sent out.
I still have an opinion, and no, I'm not happy with it. I
Yes.
know it's already been approved, but
Yeah.
it's my opinion.
Of course.
But you guys just said you were gonna suggest, this is what you'd like to see what's gonna happen, correct?
Well, the letter is what it is. I mean,
Well,
it outlines what our concerns were, that were brought forward by our residents.
Well, you won, I lost, so it doesn't really matter. I'm against it, I always will be.
Okay.
I just hope we don't keep having parks around here.
No, well, I'm sure if there's any other ones, we did ask about the Roche Valley one, and as far as we know, there's not supposed to be even one in play. There's definitely been no application made or anything like that they came forward with, so we did ask that question.
Okay,
Okay, so we'll just instruct, administration to complete that letter, send it with, the map here. that Councillor Thompson's provided, and especially addressing the two lanes. All right, we'll move on to the next section is with reports. Who wants to go first?
I don't know.
All right.
Well, get over and done. Well, it's, Christmas time is a slow time, so we're still working. The village people, the village guys are working. And the engineers are working now, of course, doing that culvert, that multi-plate. They're having a little bit of trouble, but they're back at it now. And we are very lucky that we hit the weather right. You know, of course, it's bad for business, letters and all that, but it's good for us too, because no snow, save taxes on snow removal, right? But it's, you can't have both. It's just a mild year so far, but we don't know, right? But they're doing pretty good. I was down talking to the engineer, and I talked to a few contractors this morning or this afternoon. And I think, what if 3-4 days they figured they should have it all done? Or whatever, yeah. So that's the sewer and all that, so that's good. What else? Redloff, we talked to him, Redloff? Yeah, we
Yeah.
talked to the boss there. He was here last Friday. He went over 4 and 5th Street. What they're going to do, they're gonna do the sewer and
Their
water.
suggestion.
Their suggestion, yeah. And then he was telling us about the water reserve, and what they're gonna plan on doing that too if they, so that looks good. I went up and looked at that, so. And it's a little bit of improvement. We're getting more improvement every year, I guess. But it's gonna take time and money, I guess, right? But at least we're not 34 years behind. Eventually this town will come up back to normal, have all the sewer water and maybe more sidewalks. And I don't know about pavement yet, but
The girl can dream.
but what else? It's pretty boring, actually. It was actually nice and quiet, actually. That's about it.
Okay. Councillor Thompson, we'll let you go next here.
Briefly, December 9th, attended the wildlife management presentation with other council members to discuss wildfire management in the area. December the 11th, attended the council planning session with other staff members looking at objectives for 2016. January the 6th, into the new year, I attended the youth committee. The committee continues to address issues around daycare and preschool deficiencies in McBride. And the committee is planning to host, in partnership with other groups, the 4th annual Snowfest on February 21st. Maybe no snow. January 8th, attended the Radloff presentation to review the work that they had previously done on the water intake, roads, storm, and storm sewers. And that's about it. There's my written report.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Councillor Tracy.
It's like Happy New Year, everybody. Wishing you all the best. It's like they say, it's been fairly quiet, but I'm reading the emails and I see the meetings are coming. So everybody's getting back on top of things, and that's very quiet to me.
Councillor Eckhart.
December 11th, I was in the council planning meeting here. December 14th, at the Oak Community Center Management meeting. We're still looking into the purchase of that generator for over there that you had asked about.
Yeah, but we're supposed to have a meeting tomorrow, wasn't it? So he was coming down tomorrow about that generator, or just come down and,
Well, we're kind of waiting at the moment.
well, what are we gonna wait, cause there's a disaster or something broken down or what?
Well, hopefully not.
I hope it don't, hope that,
That's not the plan.
no.
December 16th, Mayor Martin and I attended McBride Secondary School and cooked sausages, pancakes, and eggs for students and staff. December 16th, I attended the Regional District of Fraser Fort George Christmas reception. And the 16th, the Regional District meetings. Again, the highlights are in there. December 18th, I was at the OBAC meeting in Prince George. At the next meeting, they're going to be collecting stories and or impressions regarding economic and social impacts of the mountain pine beetle in our communities. If anyone has anything to say about that, they can email it to me. January 5th, we have a meeting at Community Forest, tie up some loose ends, and January 8th, 2-hour presentation from Radloff and Associates here in Council Chambers. This Friday, I'm back off to go back next week to Regional District and NDI.
Well, I was able to get some downtime so I could visit with family over the holidays, so thanks for decreasing the phone calls. December 9th, I attended with council the wildfire prevention and fire smart program. Also attended the planning session with the village staff on December 11th. December 13th, attended with Councillor Reichert the pancake breakfast. Happy to admit, nobody died. And on January 5th, we had a community forest meeting, and then January 8th, we met with Radloff, and that was about it for me as well. Administration isn't here right now, so what Kelly has done is she provided an update on the Lagoon Road washout project, so it was available at the back counter. So if people want to read that to see where we are on that, it is moving along quite nicely. So we'll go next to finance and the check listings. So any questions, comments by council?
What page is that on?
840.
And we might have
40.
Page 40.
I know you have one.
No? That's good. Also, the Public Works report is in there, and that's about it. So, can I get a motion to receive the reports for information?
Move to receive.
Moved by Sharon, seconded. Edie? All in favor? Carried. We have nothing requiring action at this, correspondence requiring action at this time. A couple things for information at the back if people want to read them, and a couple outgoing letters. We'll move on to new business. The first one is a motion that council appoint the firm KPMG LLP as the auditor of the village of McBride to audit the fiscal years of 2015, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Moved by Sharon,
One second.
seconded by Edie. Any comments or questions? No? Call the question, all in favor? Carried. We'll move on to 9B, which is the new water license on Shelby Creek. And,
Where is Shelby Creek anyway?
just a sec, Rob.
This one? Should
All right, so, so we need a recommendation that the report be received. Received by Sharon, seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Carried. And then they're asking that the Water Stewardship Division of the Ministry of Forest, Lands and Natural Resources be advised that the village has no concerns with this proposal. So we need a motion for that. So moved by Sharon, second by Ralph. Any other comments or questions?
Is this by the dump up here? That big building there?
I don't know, it's out of our area.
No?
It's on the other side of the road.
Yeah,
It's on that side.
it's really hard to tell from that map, isn't it?
So where's that?
You know
Yeah,
where Shelby?
Yeah, I can't tell where it is by the map, sorry.
It's really, there's nothing on it.
So,
It says that the Shelby Creek does flow into the village, that's why our comments are requested. And
But this is regional, isn't it?
Right, so we're really unaffected by the proposal.
You're not?
where it says west of TRC in the regional district.
Oh,
It's in
okay.
the
yeah,
Where Shelby
yeah,
Road
okay.
is
Yeah,
right there.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's in the
that's right. I know.
agricultural land
Still
reserve.
up,
There you
yeah, I know where it goes. Yeah.
All right, any other comments or questions? I'll call the question, all in favor? Carried. And we have no questions as per the sign-up sheet. So the next item is a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Oh, certainly.
At 8:05.